Good morning, good morning. This is Anthony Thomas with BSN Collectibles, and this is BSN Media. Today I will be showcasing signed comic books by different artists, and the one before you is StormWatch. StormWatch by Jim Lee. These are the characters he created, and Scott Clark is the inker, and I'm assuming Trevor Scott is the writer, but Jim Lee is definitely the artist. He's definitely the artist of this book, this series and stuff. So this first one here is a signed copy of Jim Lee, and I love that, the layout, basically like what I showed you on Thursday about if you watched that video when I had Rob Liefeld, Youngblood. The layout was similar, somewhat. Big guy in the back. Here you got the gun guy in the front. Got the lady floating instead of her being down here. Got one guy on this side, one guy on that side. But the layout is pretty much the same. Smoky bike screen, smoky rocks and stuff. The difference between this cover, and even though it's signed book, let me see. I got the Jim Lee cover right. That Rob Liefeld cover. See, the difference between the Rob Liefeld cover, and besides Jim Lee signing this book here, let's put them side by side. Now you got Jim Lee. Obviously, and you can debate on who's a better artist, but I always say art is in the eye of the beholder. I personally like, being an artist myself, I like Jim Lee art, but I can appreciate Rob Liefeld art. I can appreciate what he's done for the industry as well. You can't take nothing away from what he's created, what he's done for his business and everything like that. He got characters coming out on Netflix. He got, they made that announcement earlier this year that he's got some from his song studio that he's got, and besides creating Deadpool and the other characters on the Deadpool series, the movies, got 2 movies coming out, so he's a pretty happy man, all the way to the bank. So, but as for Rob and Jim Lee, you can't take nothing away from him as well. He's awesome artist, creator. But I like, just want to what I want to show in the books here is, the layout is pretty much the same. You got a big guy in the back. You got, people. You got the main guy in the front. Here. You got people to the side of the main guy, in front of the big guy, and everything like that. Even though you got the lady here on this one here, you got the lady up there, and everything. So pretty much, only difference on this here is Rob got one more person than Jim Lee has on his cover. See, Jim Lee has 5, Rob has 6 on his cover. So, he could have got away with having just 5, or he could have got away with having 6. But, each cover is balanced, basically. I like the way Jim Lee did his rocks underneath his characters, and Jim Lee just drew a round circle at the bottom, so, but it works. So it works so much that I bought 4 copies of it. So that tells you a lot. So I'm not disappointed on buying 4 copies of Rob Liefeld, #1 Youngblood, by no means. And okay, so now here, signed by Jim Lee, personally signed by him. Also got it, certificate of authenticity, and this was signed in 2003 at the Coliseum of Comics in Osceola County in Florida. Osceola County, Kissimmee in Florida. Jim Lee personally sitting down in front of, shook his hand, everything. So I got that signed. And I think at the time when I got that signed, he was only allowing 2 covers to get signed by per person. So what I did is I gave my wife 2 comics to get signed, and I had 2 comics, but I also had one more cover, and I asked him, hey, I know you're only doing 2 covers, but do you mind signing one more cover? I'm a big fan and everything, and he did. He signed 3 books instead of 2. So this next one is Batman in the Mouth of Madness. In the Mouth of Madness, and this is 610. Batman 610 with Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee. Scott Williams is the inker. Jeff Loeb is obviously the writer. Jim Lee is obviously the artist. And same year, Coliseum Comics Certificate of Authenticity. Jim Lee, Batman 16, and sign at the bottom, or sign on there. And this was, and this particular, let me see, 20th anniversary guest, Jim Lee. Yeah, had other artists there as well. Jim Lee. I'll zoom that in where you can see there. Jim Lee wasn't the only guy there. There was other artists there. Yeah. Let's zoom that back out. Yeah, he wasn't the only artist there, but there was other artists there, but he was the headliner at the time. So that's number 16 of Batman in the Mouth of Madness. And this next one is the Divine Right. Divine Right. Number 1 got signed by Jim Lee. And hold on a second. Let me take this. I got a sticker on here. It left a mark too. They said these stickers wouldn't leave a mark, but the sticker left the mark. Yeah, that's fine. I'll just change I'm gonna change the bags anyway. And I like that. To me, that was a cool series. Divine Right. I mean, I thought it was a cool series. With the guy gaining the power and everything like that. I have to read the storyline again to remember the gist of it. But when I was reading it, I dug it. And that's why I bought the whole thing. I bought the whole series. And it's been a while since I read it, so I'm gonna have to reread it. But I thought it was a good way of him getting the power and everything like that. The power was bestowed on him because of certain events. But like I say, this is signed by Jim Lee. Certificate, Coliseum Comics. This is in 2003. 2003. And here we are. This is 2018 going on 2017. 2018 going on 2019. And next one is WildCats number 1. As you notice, I got the Divine Right number 1. And you got Batman StormWatch number 1. And then you got the WildCats number 1. And that was another series. They, did the cartoon series of the WildCats and everything like that. Out of the StormWatch and the WildCats, I think WildCats was the most popular, if I'm not mistaken, because they came out with a series on, a cartoon animation on that. And the characters on there, Grifter and all them, I thought they was cool, You got Maul, another big guy in the back. I mean, and the guy in the front, you got the sexy, I forgot her name and everything, like, and the fighter. I mean, it was just classic characters, man, that Jim Lee came out with. And like I say, you buy these books, you read them, and then you tuck them away and everything like that. He basically was an android or a cyborg, whatnot. And but I mean, it's just cool characters. He was basically like a Vision guy, I guess. I mean, if you want to base him on something that's compared to Marvel. But I mean, Jim Lee signed this book as well. And when I went there, that was at the time, 2003. These books were hot. And so I got him to sign those books. And the last one is 609 Batman Girls Night Out. And you got Poison Ivy, you got Catwoman on there. And it's cool, cool artwork by Jim Lee. But he signed all those. I mean, and recently when he was at MegaCon, I think he was only allowing one book per customer to get signed. And I know I went, to get. I had my X-Men. I had my X-Men. Where he did the 4 to 5 cover X-Men. I had double of each one. I was gonna get him, pay him. I was gonna ask him, hey, I'll pay you, whatever, can you sign all the books and stuff. But I got out of line because the line was so long, and I said, man, I mean that line was very long, and I said, well, let's go somewhere, get some other books signed, then come back, and then I get my book signed. Then shoot, I came back, and the line was down. It's like maybe, I don't know. It was still a long line, but not like it was before. And I tried to get in line. They said nope, nobody else can get back in line because he's done for now. Once he's finished with these, you can't get no more book signed because he has to go after the signing. He has to go and do a Q&A, question and answer show. So I said okay. And then but besides that, I mean, it still was a good day because I won a picture, and wait, let me pull it out. I won a picture that Jim Lee drew. Let me show that. I won a picture of the Joker that Jim Lee drew, and I got it in my art case. Got all about that. Hold on a second, I don't want to knock nothing over. I think I got it in here. Yes, got it. I mean, even though, I went back in MegaCon, that was last year. Or this year. Yeah, this year, not last year, but this year. I went back to, I was going to get those books signed, and I was going to pay him, I mean, if he didn't ask nothing outrageous, I would have paid him, $10-20 a book, whatever. If he'd have said, yeah, I signed them all because I know the books down the line would be worth more than that, because you don't sign them. But this picture here that I'm going to show you, I won it just by holding. I got lucky. That same day, since I couldn't get my book signed by him, I won this picture by him. You know how I won it? How I won it was, they asked What's up, babe? You need something?
No, no, no.
You sure? You positive?
Oh, God, leave me alone.
Holla at you.
I know you do.
But how I won this picture is because that's my lovely wife. How I won this picture is he asked anybody in the audience, "Hey, anybody have fingernail clippers in your pocket?" And that day I had on a bright orange shirt, with one of the local comic book stores name on it, which is Coliseum of Comics. I go there a lot, and bright orange. And I always, for some reason, I have the habit of just carrying, fingernail clippers in my bag when we go somewhere. I don't know why I do it. I just do it anyway, just in case. I mean, just like everybody, you got your habit, like ladies have their habit of carrying stuff in their purse or something like that, just in case. But I had my, fingernail clippers in my bag, and he said, "Hey, anybody got a fingernail clippers in the bag? If you got fingernail clippers in your bag, hold it up." And I said, "Oh, check, guy, I had mine right in the front pocket of the bag, the man purse, as you call it. I had it right in front of the front bag, so I pulled it out and held it up with my bright orange shirt on. The lady said, "Yeah, that guy, gentleman over there with a bright orange shirt on." Yeah, and so they called me up and said, "Yeah, I went up there, and everything like that." He said he had a picture of Batman, he had a picture of the Joker, he had a picture of Wonder Woman. He said, "Which picture you want?" And I said, "Give me the picture of the Joker, because he always does Batman." And I said, "This should give me something different, but it's a cool picture here, and I like this picture here." And and he got best, Jim Lee on there. So even though I didn't get a book signed by him that day, which I would have paid to get those books signed, extra book signed, but he was only signing one book. But I still, would have paid. I said, "Hey, if you sign 1, 2, 3 more, I'll pay you." But I couldn't even get that far, So anyway, I got lucky that day, and just by having fingernail clippers in my bag, I won a signed picture that was drawn by Jim Lee that same day. Fate is funny, ain't it? That's cool though. I like that. That was a good day. It turned out to be a good day anyway. So, and I got one other book I want to show you that I got signed when I was at the MegaCon. Which I got a lot of books signed that day, but I'll show some of those next week. This here book here. And I got I got this book signed by Mr. Michael Zink. And let me move my coffee over chair. Not over here, but over chair. And I'm going to open it up where you can see where he signed it. Real nice guy. Yeah, he signed it right there inside the cover. This is a hardcover of The Punisher. I read this story, great storyline. If you ever get a chance to pick this up, hardcover or the actual, books. Got a picture fell down in the back. That's all right. I'll pick it up later. And also the Certificate of Authenticity by Mike Zink. So, and oh yeah. Hold on a second. I'm trying to straighten everything up and I'm making a mess. If you like the destruction, please leave a comment. And nothing was torn up, nothing was damaged. All right. Let's leave it alone. Alright, so that was a good week. I got some more books in there that I got signed by Michael Bennis. Not Michael, David Finch. Oh man, trying to think. Neil Adams. I got 2 books signed by Neil Adams. And Neil Adams is a great artist. And I got some. Oh man, I got like 2 long boxes of signed comics So it's a lot of comics, and I'll be showcasing them out throughout the year. You know, just one day a week. All right, everybody have a good night, good week. Today is a Saturday morning, and like I say, you probably seen my picture of Spider-Man that I'm working on. That's the second or third. It's on wood, and it's pretty big. And somebody's paying me a pretty penny to do that for them. It's Spider-Man and Ghost Rider, and you know, I've been working on that for the past 2 weeks, on and off. And I told them, hey, don't rush me. You know, they know I work full time. They know I run a business. They know I play in a band and all that good jazz. So they know I have a lot of irons in the fire. So they say, hey, when you get it done, you know, let us know. And I take pictures and I show them the progress of the painting. So they're happy with it so far. And if you ever want something like that, always hit me up. All right, everybody have a good day, good night, and peace out. Till next time.